Hey there, State Senator Jesse James. We are visiting Eau Claire Sober Living today to learn more about what it means to have something like this in our community when it comes to substance use disorders, as well as the success that this facility has provided for so many women in the Triple Valley.
I started Oak Claire Sober Living in 2020, and I did it because of my own sobriety journey. It was absolutely integral and a part of what saved me and helped me to get clean and sober. And the second time I went back, I said, okay, let's try Sober Living. And when I looked, there was nothing in our area. Sober Living is so important to our whole recovery ecosystem. We have some treatment facilities nearby, but without that piece of the puzzle that allows people to come and stay longer in their healing, it's much harder to go back. The relapse rates are higher. So if you can come to Sober Living after treatment, the likelihood that you're going to remain clean and sober goes up exponentially. It's an enormous job changing everything when you're getting clean and sober, and it takes a lot of work. And so having a supportive environment around you is absolutely integral to be successful. And we also have a 43% success rate, which seems low if you're used to like 80 or 100, but in recovery, the national average is 15%. So we have almost triple the success rate, and I'm very proud of that. And as you're seeing, when people in recovery heal, they want to help heal other people.
Yes.
So we want to give what we've received and pass it on.
One of the things that I heard was, like with Sarah, not only did you set them up for success in here, you set her up for success to get a job and a house. Now she has a place to live in, because that was their biggest fear, is that they don't know where they're going to live after they leave here.
Yeah, we help them connect to services like Western Dairyland and those kind of places, and the county, so that they can get the housing, a safe housing. Safe, you know, even if it's not violent, it's not safe emotionally. And Dakota's learned new skills that she's now teaching to her son. We're breaking the cycle.
So I'm sitting with Sarah, who happens to be the oldest success out of the Eau Claire Sober Living residents. She had lived here and now is living a life of sobriety. 2 years in July. Congratulations. How important was this home to you?
This has saved my life. This home has saved my life. I got my family back, got my eyesight back. I got so many things to live for now. I've got grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and I have people that care, you know, and I learned I can care about people too the real way, and learn how to live without the use of drugs and alcohol.
And at what age are you?
64.
64 years
Yes.
old. Soon to be 65.
Yes, and soon to be a peer support specialist, you know, with the help of this home. You know, if I didn't have this structure when I first got out of treatment to have that extra help, I would be dead right now. I guarantee you I would have been dead. I grew up with drugs. I had permission to smoke marijuana at 11 years old in my home.
So your parents gave you permission?
My parents didn't care. They let me drop out of school in 8th grade. After getting into recovery, I went back to school and got GED. That was my whole life, was drugs. I didn't know anything else. I didn't know how to go to the store without using drugs. I was using meth, and I wouldn't care how I did it. So I'd have it in my hands, I'd have it in my fingers, that it would get in my eye, and I would have to have my eyelids sewn together. I've had it sewn together at least 20 times. You know, that's actually part of why I stopped using, was because the doctor was trying so hard. I was going to see this eye doctor every day, and he was giving so much of his time and his life for me, and I wasn't giving nothing. I was still using the meth, and I didn't care, and you know, so I stopped. And I still tell him to this day, I tell him thank you, you know, for helping me, but he cared, you know. But now I got my eyesight back. I can see my grandkids, my great-grandkids, and everything.
I'm here with Dakota, and she is the house manager at our second women's home, the Raven House. Dakota lived at the Rose House and grew up here. And so, Dakota, tell me a little bit about why was this important to your recovery? And why did you want to then continue on to be a house manager?
Going back home where it was dysfunctional, I wasn't going to survive there, and I wasn't going to heal there. Being able to have the room to do that, it's my safe spot. Jail used to be my other home. I would commit a crime or like purposely get stopped by police. I was struggling. I didn't want to live anymore. I knew I couldn't go home because I wasn't going to stop using, and I would put myself in jail. For 7 years in a row, went to jail in the fall, always, and it was a constant thing. And I found out from being here, I had severe trauma that had happened to me during the fall, and so my body would prepare itself like, oh my God, you gotta fight, you gotta go to a safe place. That safe place for me would be jail. I'm going on the 3rd year now that I have not been in jail. It's all about being in a safe place, and I've not been in a place safer than this in the 34 years I've been alive. I love it here. I have a great relationship with my son, which I never ever thought I was going to have. I get to be empowering to other women. I didn't used to like women. I didn't trust them. But I learned when I got here that I can trust people. I can put faith in them. I've had a job for 2 years, and that's amazing. Paid off some of my debt. Now I manage 7 girls there now. It's just a beautiful thing to watch them come in and be like, oh my God, I used to be there, and help be that role model and guide them. There's just so much I could say, but it saved my life. That's the main thing, and it gave me hope for my future.
Don't realize like who addiction affects. We always think that it's the homeless person on the street, and it's not. It's people like myself and these women that are mothers and daughters and community members and teachers and pastors. We've had every walk of life through these doors. This is who we are.
Come on.
We're just normal people.
I would like to thank Michelle and everybody involved with today's visit, and we have a lot of work to do, but my primary focus is taking care of West Central Wisconsin. That's what I'm elected to do as your senator, and that's what I'm going to do the best that I can to make happen in our area. What we need is the sober living environment so people can be in recovery, be safe, and be set up for success in the future.